And we're live, guys. Well, hello.
Hey.
How's
Hey, hey,
everybody
hey.
doing?
How are you,
You
Brand?
guys are all eating. I just
What's
ate
up?
too.
This is like our eating time.
If this goes like big DQ, we'll take endorsements. Just like
Dairy Queen.
Yeah, Dairy Queen.
yeah, we'll take endorsements.
I'm not
What'd you
supporting
get
Dairy
from?
Rosalie
Queen.
right here could
What
use
would I eat from Dairy Queen though? If you got an endorsement from Dairy Queen, I don't like their food.
It's just
Oh
like
no, their
photo-
mushrooms are
It's just
good.
like placement. It's just like
They're
product
excellent.
placement.
yes, ad placement. They get some. Yeah, their honey dogs are really good.
Their mushrooms are good.
They're
Never
actually
had
good too.
mushrooms from DQ. I don't know if that's a good idea, but
You know what's a good idea?
If y'all catch a glimpse of my
Okay.
underarm, don't judge.
You say your underarm?
You catch a glimpse of it, don't judge. I'm not playing.
Do you not shave?
That's winter.
Winter. No
Ain't that real?
winter.
I'm just
No
saying.
shave.
You
A lot of
might
people don't shave or use lotion in the winter.
I use lotion.
you got to, cause your skin will literally start cracking.
Literally, it'd be shedding like you a snake.
Don't say a snake.
No, for real.
I've never
It does
experienced that.
shed if you don't put lotion.
It do for real.
You must wear lotion.
I find I don't know.
This is true. Yeah.
Are we really about to eat this whole episode?
Roof used to say, be careful.
You're boring,
Stop
Rosalie.
putting on lotion because it's not good for your skin all the time. So you gotta let your natural oils and stuff come out.
I thought she said that about wearing perfume.
No,
said
black people are naturally dry. White people are naturally oily.
Lies. Our hair is oily.
So we're not supposed to wear
Our
lotion?
hair, not our skin,
our
bro.
hair isn't oily. Our hair is
Wait,
crap.
so what is the benefit of dry skin?
No, your skin is supposed to like.
Scary.
Yeah,
Our
oil.
black people have dry skin and hair. White people
My
No, I
hair is
don't.
not dry. We have dry
Oily.
scalps.
No, we don't.
We do have dry scalp.
Have you guys lived with white people? So
Gotta
just
say.
trust me. White people, they don't
Touche.
use lotion because their
I
skin
want
is
to think
oily.
ashy.
Huh?
No, that's because you can't see when they're ashy.
They don't use lotion because their skin is oily. They have to wash their hair every day because their hair gets really oily and greasy. Not greasy, but oily every day. Black people would use lotion every day, and we put stuff in our hair every day because it's naturally dry.
You right.
But what's the benefit?
That might
like,
be
what's
true.
what's the benefit to having dry skin? You know, like evolution is the reason why we have dry skin. But like, what's the benefit? Like being from Africa, is it like
evolution?
This is not the reason why.
it come from somewhere? I had to come from somewhere.
What would be the evolutionary benefit to dry skin?
That's the question.
Right, because we was outside in the field.
What's
So,
the
You're looking at it the wrong way. It could be the effect
Or does
of it could be the
melanin?
dry skin could be the
Melanin
effect
dries you out?
of us or African American people of African descent moving to Africa. So you move to Africa and your skin gets darker. As your skin gets darker because of the sun, your skin also the sun
Dries out.
dries your scalp, it dries your skin. Whereas
But I mean, like, if it wasn't a benefit, our skin would have created oil, you know, like to survive,
that
right?
would have been the benefit. No, the oil, the like
Dry skin keeps
natural,
you
natural
warmer.
would be dry, and then the benefit would
Dry
be
skin.
creating oil for a purpose.
So that's what I'm saying. So there must be no benefit of having oily skin other than like
Dry
cosmetic.
skin keeps you warm.
Because our body would have created oil if we needed it, right?
No.
So you can imagine like oil could be like you know, like when you're cold, you do oil on your Vaseline on your skin, and it kind of like keeps you warm, kind of like a form of insulation, like gelatin. That's great. Gelatin, like whale blubber is like jelly like. So it could be like
I've never put Vaseline on when I'm cold.
like oil. So when you think like black people, the descendants
Where
of
does
black
that use
people,
Vaseline more?
listen, the
That's
descendants
'cause
of
you
black people moved to
dry, not
Africa and it was hot.
But it's probably keep the heat in.
You're rude because he's talking.
Thank you.
I was listening. I just didn't know
I
you
was
could use
agreeing with
Vaseline
you.
in the winter.
But like so white people when they stayed where it was cold essentially, or you know, northeast, right? Northeast, yeah, like Europe. Well, that's pretty much it. Europe, where it's probably colder, their bodies created the oil as a form of not lubrication, but like possibly like insulation, maybe. That's right. That's right. What I would go with. But that's just a theory.
Research this.
Yeah.
We should research this.
We're not going to, but if any of our listeners want to, you're more than welcome. Okay.
Well,
Research it, baby. We can research it. It's okay.
Right, because you're benefiting from one of them, either the white side or the black side.
Rosie.
Yeah, so we're actually here today. Hi, Ruby. We're actually here today to talk about Christmas. Christmas.
Hi, Ruby.
To suffer during Christmas.
Hi, Ruby.
Hi, Rube.
With the pickle. Come on, Ruby.
There you go. This is what we
Show
do.
Ruby. Okay.
Yep. So now all we need is Chris. We have just a couple of things we want to talk about today as we talk about Christmas. But the first thing is we just like, what is Christmas? Like, what is it for? Like, not where did it come from, because that might be news to everyone. But like, what is it for? What do we celebrate Christmas for? Anybody? Everybody? Squeeze. Oh, not you though, baby. Not you though. So I was talking to this guy I work with, and he was saying like Christmas started because these pagans came, something about pagans and Constantine, and like there was a pagan ritual on the 25th where that like somebody was born, and then they tried to mimic when like the pagans became like Christian. It was like, we're just gonna take that and add it to Christianity. So then the Christians started celebrating the 25th as like the special day to celebrate their deity, and that it has like traces back to like pagan beliefs. But
So was Jesus really not born on the 25th?
Well,
oh, that's like elementary stuff.
I don't think they know. And he definitely wasn't born in the United States.
Wait, it was somebody told me August, and I didn't know if that was legit. Someone was like, Jesus was born in August.
well,
They didn't even
he
have
suffered from hypothermia when he was born. It definitely wasn't cold, so I doubt if it was in December.
You said they had what?
Cold?
I said the fact that he didn't suffer from hypothermia, he wasn't born in the cold, and it wasn't in December.
Well, he was in a barn, so
They were in Africa,
Barns
which is
don't
hot.
have heat.
What?
Duh.
They were in Africa.
Don't have
It would have
heat.
been hot year round.
Oh, Jerusalem. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, it's
It was-
not America.
So we talked about
So,
that.
well, somebody told me he was born in August.
At church, he talked about we need to get it together because we don't know what Christmas is. He said like we adopted this holiday. It's like, oh, we're gonna make it a religious holiday, which we didn't have to, but since we decided to, we gotta like hold up true to it. I think Christmas is something we made up, and then the Christians were like, you know what? We're gonna make this about Jesus. So it's his birthday. And then we kind of got mixed up between like his birthday and giving gifts, and now we just like,
Or maybe it started off as Jesus' birthday and then they switched it and made it about gifts.
So who's that
Well.
one guy? Who's Santa Claus? What's his real name? Chris Kringle?
I thought it was Saint somebody.
Saint Nicholas, right?
Saint
So who's
Nicholas.
Chris Kringle? Isn't that a person too?
Yeah, I think it's all connected.
Yo, I was watching a
It
video
was
really
not an
quick about
actor.
Christmas and Jesus, and they were talking about how that he's portrayed as a white person.
That's not Jesus.
Jesus is portrayed as a white person.
Like
And
that.
Saint Nicholas is portrayed as a white person.
Yeah, I heard that too.
And it's all about the control of like how white people controlled everything, and so then they just created these. Listen, it's true, but Ruby, don't listen to this part. And it's all about control, and I think that's what it is.
So
I don't really
Santa.
got all of it out, because you know how Santa is a white guy. Jesus is portrayed as a white guy. And at the time, like, white people controlled everything. So white people obviously aren't going to create images of people who don't look like them. That's why he portrayed as a white person. That was just what I seen on TV. It was a interview. And I was like, you know what? I agree with that. That Jesus is portrayed as, typically in most portraits of Jesus, he's white. And even though, like, when you look at the description of him in the Bible, he's clearly not a white person. But because white people controlled, you know, basically ideas,
they started Christianity.
And they did start Christianity. So then that's the reason why they portray him to be a white person. And then St. Nicholas.
Why would they just change him to be black in the Bible if they started Christianity?
Wait, you said white people started Christianity?
Yeah, Constantine wasn't black.
Christianity.
I think it's American. I'm
Constantine was not like
they started it, or they kind of like promoted
they
it?
like there. It's like the religious aspect. Like they created the religion of Christianity. Constantine is like the first real. Bro, I took origins of early Christianity
The first real
in
what?
college. He's like the first he's like the first Christian guy. He's like what's it called? He like makes Christianity a what you call it?
What, a religion?
Not a religion, but like the widespread, like the first one to make Christianity widespread.
What do you mean?
They couldn't make the Bible. They couldn't make.
What?
What do you mean widespread?
Like
Wait, we are getting so off topic.
Yeah, this shouldn't be live.
I want to go down this rabbit hole. I want us to know where this is gonna go.
What?
I want to know where this is gonna go. Let's go down this rabbit hole.
No, it's the rabbit hole.
To go where?
So Constantine, who is Constantine? What was he?
How are y'all dealing with Christmas?
He's
What
like
is
a he's
Christmas
like
to y'all?
a
What is
he's like
Christmas to y'all? That's what I want to know. Forget
Oh.
Christmas and Saint Nicholas. Bro, we don't know who the rabbit hole, how far it goes. So nobody cares.
So I'll say, all right, Juicy, for me, Christmas is about giving. Like, the one thing, especially because I don't really think we really had traditions growing up. I really don't think we did. And so for me, the one thing that I always remember, and I'm inconsistent about doing it, but what I like wanted to do was the whole giving. You know how like we would go to the grocery store and buy somebody's groceries? I thought that was really what like the true meaning of Christmas was. Like the gifts was cool.
We did that like once.
We did it a
I don't
couple
remember doing it
times.
all the time.
I didn't say all the time.
We talked about it.
I said that for me
Okay.
was what Christmas,
That's
like
it.
the true meaning of it was. And so I remember when I got to the age where I could pay for stuff, like my own money, that was something that I wanted to do, was to like give. Like that's what I look at Christmas as being, not really the gift giving, because gift giving wasn't really big for us growing up. I remember like 1 or 2 Christmases where we had gifts. Like I know we had gifts, but there's only 2 Christmases that I actually remember.
It was this lady and she was talking about how
I see
they
you.
be like up on the shelf and all these gifts and these traditions for Christmas. And I was like, you know, I really can't relate. I said, bro, we from the other side of the track. We ain't have all that. But I think Christmas has come to like be more about Jesus, just really appreciating like the gifts he gives as far as like joy, peace, and stuff. Because I find like in these holidays, I feel like it's more reason to be depressed. So you have to find
Come on, hurry up.
plug into real joy. Like what's gonna make you happy once everything's gone? If people aren't here anymore, if you know the gifts never come, and that's like
No, go upstairs, please.
it's focusing or it's
Daddy
becoming
can't
more.
wipe your butt, so go upstairs.
I feel like that's the reason why growing up, like I remember Christmas, we would go over Mama's house and we would never get gifts. It was just about being around, being over there. Yeah.
Mama's house.
So we didn't
It was about
like there was a family event, but Daddy would always take us over Mama's house for Christmas.
I don't remember that.
Me neither.
We just
I
never
just-
got
I
gifts.
just don't-
tree. They always had real trees. Remember that was the first time we were like real trees.
Listen, you don't remember Mama's trees? Them was real trees, bro. Like you said.
I don't remember that.
So what is Christmas mean to you, Randy?
What does Christmas mean? I don't know. To be honest, I think holidays in general are I don't want to say they're starting to lose their value to me, but like what they are and the reason why they're important. I'm not really sure because, like you all have said, like we didn't really have traditions on Christmas. So, another day where certain people are going to buy you a gift, so you buy them a gift. It's like a tradition to like give Christmas cards to people on your team, so you do stuff like that.
Okay.
Real important. Tomorrow, I'm pretty sure I'm just going to be like sitting here. I don't have a Christmas tree up. Like I didn't feel any obligation to do that. So. I don't know. I don't want to say Christmas is just another day.
Move your take your stool.
Like yes, we honor the birth.
Go ahead, go.
I feel like in my relationship with God, like I honor him every day. So I don't feel the need to like call out a special on Christmas Day. I'm gonna like honor him on like another level. So I don't know, it kind of sounds bad, but Christmas is just like another day to me.
Yeah. So I think
maybe something that we turn like as we're getting older. It's becoming that, and I think life
because like the significance though, like if you never enforce the significance of something, then you really, as you get older, you start to develop, you kind of lose sight of it just because you really in it. So there isn't anything to kind of like hold on to.
Like Thanksgiving, like we have a strong, but we know what Thanksgiving is about, and it's like religiously, this is what happens on Thanksgiving. But Christmas is kind of one of those holidays where I think it's just like we put up a tree in December, we take it down in February, we don't put it up, we do like it's just have it gives. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's never been anything like you said, like concrete. So
yeah, I think the only thing that was
what'd you say, Bob?
I think that the only thing that was consistent for like all of our holidays is family, right? So I think that once family began to lose its meaning, I think that's when things started to change. So like every holiday, I don't know, other than Memorial Day, like all of in Thanksgiving, our holidays are really just like family getting together and eating, right? And even those are still getting together.
Hold on.
We don't have this great idea of what like Kevin talks about foundation. We don't have this great foundation for what a holiday is.
You better answer Ruby.
Except for Christmas though. I feel like Christmas is probably the only holiday that
toilet paper so I can
don't have
in the bathroom. Get
a real definition of what it is.
I feel like we should take this off live and try again.
No, this is real. This is real.
Brandon enjoys this.
I do.
But no, but Brandon, I got to push back against that because like when you think about Memorial Day, like we understood like Memorial Day, although we hated getting up early in the morning,
come closer.
We understood that we went there to learn about those people who passed away, even though it was sometimes lies or misrepresentations of the truth or a different
fabrications.
But I think we understood like the importance of Memorial Day. I think it's the same thing with like New Year's. Like New Year's Day, we knew like the importance of starting the year and just being thankful for another year. I think the same thing with Thanksgiving. Like we don't really get to talk about like how thankful we are. It's become this eating. Like we gathered with family to just be thankful for the fact that we're all alive. Because family is important. So I think there are certain holidays that we understood the significance of. I think Christmas is one of those holidays really never, or I won't say we never had it or understanding of the importance of the holiday. I think it just changes all the time.
Maybe because it was important.
That might be good. I mean, that might be it. Is where Christmas is changing all the time. So I think that when I think of Christmas, and I was just thinking about it earlier today, it's like, I mean, it's Christmas. That might be good. Like, I remember like, so one of my next questions was like, how has our traditions like changed over time? Like Kevin, like you said, like things change, but it's like, when I think of Christmas, like it's not a holiday that I have like a great need to be, present with you guys, because like, what do we do? I mean, we haven't really done quote unquote done anything, you know, as traditional.
We did. We used to get together and have people over and do gift exchanges and stuff, and everybody.
I was gonna say
did that for
Christmas
like
Eve.
3 years, yo.
We did it for like 5.
For like 3 years. That's not like a
We did it while we were in college.
But
during our
listen,
college
so
years.
think about this though. When you think about dad's family growing up, Christmas was actually the only holiday that they spent with their
individual families.
like, and so I think that's what we're seeing is that Christmas is really a holiday you kind of develop and create for your own. Consistent, but that's also a reason why we don't have this need to be together, because the foundation is that it's you spend it with whoever you find to be your family, your immediate family. Wait, but I'm not with my immediate family this year, but I'm with one of them.
What I was like, what is your
I'm with
immediate
one of
family?
them, but I'm not with all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, what I deem to be immediate family, I'm not with all of them.
I don't know if it's a life that as you grow up, like holidays start meaning less, and then you have kids, and then they mean more for them, then they mean less again. But it just like,
yeah,
I can recall like it being Christmas time and me feeling like, oh, it's Christmas, it's family, looking forward to seeing everybody, just good times and stuff. And now it's like,
you remember that?
Huh?
You remember being like, I'm excited to see everybody?
Yeah. Like in college, like
Christmas
I know
Day.
Anybody that was excited and had just been cool and all that type of stuff, you know. But I don't have those things anymore. I think it's because our family's so like literally this that you lose, you kind of lose it for real.
You kind of lose what?
No, I mean,
you think we lost it because
the holiday for me, like the importance of holiday, if nothing else, I know it's gonna be with family. And then when that family is kind of like everybody grows and they outstretch and go their different places and ways, it's just like, yo, that used to be what it was, and now that's not anymore. So now I'm just like, it's just another.
Yeah.
So what is so? What,
but I guess that are suffering though.
If one person's missing, it's like, bro, it's not really a holiday. You know, I like because we're so tight. It's like if one person's missing, it's not really a holiday. So when Brandon decided to like, oh, I'm spending Christmas with my family, it was like, all right, nigga, they're in Christmas, and then you know everybody's
no, seriously.
It really, honestly, because we're just like that. So it was like, all right, they're in Christmas, so we just gonna do what we do because we're not together. It's not all of us, so it's not the same regardless.
That's real.
But wait, but don't say my family though. I think that I don't know, it made me feel weird. It's not like I'm spending Christmas with my family. Like, yeah, it's my family, but y'all my family.
No, not but that's like your
Brand, Bub, you can't take it personal. But I think you have to recognize the fact of like there is a significance of the huh?
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say like there is a significance of like the 4 of us being together, the 6 of us being together. So anytime there's a disruption and being in Columbus in general. So I think once you change
it's empty.
Any of those factors, I think you then do impact like
the value.
Like yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that like I think that's like part of the reason why I think some of the times our I don't know that it kind of that makes it suck. That makes it, you know, family is stagnant. Family doesn't change. Like now it should almost be like our family grows. It's not like about us 4. It's not about us 6. Now it's about us 9. Like or us 10.
I don't think that's what we're saying.
I think that's the point that I'm getting at. Like but no. So when you say like it's not like when you say that disrupts, I don't know that makes you feel like okay. You're not. She felt it personal when you said she was a disruption. Tell her she's not a disruption. Tell her she is not a disruption.
Ruby, take your finger out of her mouth.
Rosie, you are not a disruption.
Okay,
no, all I'm saying is
you are important.
You have a party. Won't you have a party?
Ruby.
Won't you have a party? Won't you have a party?
This is what Christmas is
You
about.
did not have a party. Now I'm a
And now we're trying to find this Passy that disappeared.
Ruby, help find the passage.
The brief intermission by Ruby.
Right.
Intermission.
Turn that, Ruby. Blah, 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 blah.
Christmas.
Hi. Hi.
Okay, so it's okay, Ruby. She is saying hi.
Sissy girl.
This definitely got derailed. This whole thing got derailed. But this is what it's about. So this is how our plans work. And I feel like this is like family though. I think this is the problem. Like when I think back to when Aji and Ash and Asia, when they wouldn't come over anymore. And then when Jazz Diamond and Sexton, and then when they would go to, oh my goodness, yes it is. When they would go to Tamara's house, right? I think that it took away from family or the holiday because the holiday was about family. And as good as it is, it's kind of like it's a blessing and a curse, you know, because families grow, families change, families hurt each other. And when families hurt each other, then that damages the relationship, which just changes the holiday. So we think about our Christmas right now. That's part of the reason why I'm still in Cleveland. Jordan's in Columbus. Jordan, Randy, and Kevin, you guys are in North Carolina. Mom is on her way to Columbus, and Dad is in Texas. Because like when Kane, and we're not, none of us are perfect, so we all hurt each other eventually. Because when Kane enters the scene, it like damages relationships, but it the holiday, because the holiday is all about the relationships, as opposed to traditions. Which but there's I don't know, because then it's like when you think about religion is tradition. And of course, tradition has a place, but tradition doesn't trump the relationship. So would we rather have the relationships without the tradition, or have the tradition without the relationships, you know?
But I don't think we were talking about a tradition. I think we were talking about what the holiday was. So I think when you look, like when I think about a particular holiday, like Jordan said, it's about getting together, all of us being together. Like that more than anything is really what has been consistent as far as what a holiday was. We knew that, you know, all the different holidays we were going to be together. So even on Christmas, like we didn't ever do nothing, but we were always together. And so I think now not having us all together is different as far as like what Christmas is. And I completely understand and agree that like now that pain is in the place because we're in different locations, I do think that has a impact on it, but I also think that like it's just different.
But would you rather have the holiday is a tradition, or the holiday is the relationships? Which would you rather have?
What is holidays as relationships? Like what is that?
So holiday is just family. Like that's all it is. A holiday is family. Would you rather have that, as in that's what we're used to when we have holidays?
But that's what holidays are though. So holidays are, that is a set aside time for you to be able to spend with your family. Like we all have jobs, and like you said, we all live in different places. So the holiday is that opportunity for us to be able to, like, we don't have to work, but then that gives us we have the, like, we don't have the excuse of like, oh, I gotta work, because the holiday you're off, so you can go and spend time with your family. So if
y'all should be in Cleveland.
What? What'd you say?
Y'all should be in Cleveland for real.
Well, we were invited to Cleveland, then we would have.
Wait! Don't do that. So I think the thing is, like, and I said this before, Christmas has never been a big holiday for us. So when you have a family and you kind of like either split holidays or you just combine all holidays, the fact that, I don't know, multiple variables I think would go into this equation. We split holidays. and Christmas wasn't big on my radar.
Daddy.
So it wasn't.
I would probably say you split holidays, bud.
Daddy.
Huh?
Daddy, what's up?
I
You split holidays.
into when we finish this one.
Do we split holidays? Is that
I
what
say
you're asking?
you split holidays.
I don't have nobody to split holidays with. Kevin.
So like the holidays with you guys would be Thanksgiving, New Year's, Memorial Day. Those are the big holidays.
We might not be suffering well.
Families
Huh?
are
We live. That's what needs to happen.
What?
We might not be suffering well. Because I think you split your holidays. I don't think that we huh?
I think this is great.
don't have anybody to split them with, Kevin.
That's what I said. We're not splitting holidays. I'll go wherever we're gonna be at. Because the fact that Jordan was supposed to be working
You don't get
and
it.
Brandon, Christmas is usually you're with, you said, or the last thing I remember is that Christmas you guys spend you, Tristan, and the girls. So based off of that information, I was like, well, the only person that ain't got nobody ain't gonna be doing nothing is Randy. So I guess I'm gonna go to North Carolina.
You're hurting Rosalie again.
It's not your fault. It's your father's.
Energy. She doesn't like negative energy. Okay.
Don't say it's her father's fault.
That's why we
So let me
together.
ask- So I want to ask. So it was brought to
And we ain't working.
Ain't got no jobs and nobody.
Nobody's in no job.
listen, it was brought to my attention that someone feels some type of way because last Christmas, which was a different Christmas for us, someone feels some type of way that we don't have bad feelings about last Christmas, or like we're not scarred from last Christmas. And they feel like it never happened. They feel like in our minds last Christmas never happened and like we're completely fine.
Wait,
That's not suffering well. That's actually suffering horribly.
Wait, say that again. I think I missed it.
Suffering horribly.
I think I missed it. We're fine. Wait, what happened?
No, it was a
So
suggestion.
it was brought to my attention that we act like last Christmas never happened.
Oh, that's what we do.
Oh, I thought it was a suggestion that we should do that.
No, it was brought to my attention. That's what we do, and we're not
Dang.
affected by the incidents of last Christmas.
Bro, if we wasn't affected by it,
No.
I'll
So
take
that's
this one.
so that's
I'll take this one. I'll take this one. And just talk about the simple fact that
wait, you can't take this one because you
You
wasn't
weren't
even here.
No, but I was with you guys. I just wasn't physically with you guys.
no.
Were you?
No.
Bub.
He was.
It's
No,
totally
he was
different.
on the phone. He was on the phone going in. He was.
So I think this is the thing.
Walgreens.
Okay. Oh, the big one. Coming for me because Rosalie is getting mad.
Moving forward.
What you say, Juicy?
Did last for Christmas now.
Say that one more time.
One more time. Rosalie
Does
says
last
first.
Christmas, does the incidents that happened have any impact on like your future, like how you think about Christmas, feel about Christmas?
Ruby gave me a present, guys.
Oh,
Toys. Thank you. Show the world here. Take it back over there.
Brady, you obviously aren't
Go give it to mommy.
suffering.
Mommy, come get.
Yeah,
Go
somebody
give it to mommy.
over there.
Mommy, come get sissies.
Okay, so I'll say for me, last Christmas impacted like me in general. So I don't think it impacted Christmas individually. Like I'm not like except for Christmas. Like that's not it. I think last Christmas impacted me large scale in a lot of aspects
Yeah.
for life.
yeah.
Like in many different ways, and we can do a suffering order if we want to. Suffering with PSD.
PTSD.
Hello.
That might be a good one. Suffering with PSD that's a coming episode. Suffering well with PSD.
PTSD, Kevin. Say all the letters, please. PSD. PSD. He's suffering with PSD, post stress disorder.
No, that's what I'm suffering.
It's traumatic.
No, I got stress. It's just stress. It's not traumatic. Nigga, it's just stress.
Yeah. What about you, Rita?
Yeah, same. Like it's affected my life and life in general. I wouldn't say it's a specific OMG. Now every Christmas I'm going to think about the events of last Christmas and I'm gonna be depressed whenever Christmas comes to town. I don't think I'm like a person who associates events with dates. Like I'm just like not one of those people. Like even when I think about like the death of people, I don't get sad in July because Aunt Annie passed away. It may just hit me in October. And I'm just really sad simply because it's affected my life as opposed to like what happened last Christmas affects me. It probably affected me more in July and in March than it does now, simply because like, I mean, like it was just a day, but it's more about the effects of the day. Than like
Christmas. Like we don't celebrate Jesus just on Christmas. We celebrate him all throughout the
exactly. Like it's not about.
But remember, Christmas is about celebrating his birth, just like Easter celebrating his death.
Yeah.
To celebrate a person, isn't that to celebrate their birth? Do you have to like? I'm okay with people not honoring my birthday. If you like, I'm okay with you not saying happy birthday. Like I'm not. Are you kidding me?
No, I'm asking.
Me. Yeah, like but my birth date is not that important. Like you don't have to be with me. You ain't got to call me. You ain't got to text me. Like birthdays are not that important.
If you're showing me,
like if I'm important to you, you should show me that I'm important to you every day. I mean, if I have an event on my birthday, okay, that's different because now I'm having something. Then you come to the event, but it's not like, you have to be with me all day on my birthday because you're celebrating my birth. Like I would rather just lay around on my birthday and do whatever my body compelled me to do.
Yeah, that was pretty dope this year.
Than to be like, it's my date of birth. I have to reenact everything that happened on my date of birth. Like, I'm not like one of those people.
Yeah. That's real.
Yeah, I don't think Christmas, Christmas it's been changing though. Like, did we do because we didn't even listen. No, I'm talking about we didn't do our gift exchange 2 years ago.
We haven't done it in a while.
We stopped doing them when Brandon stopped coming home because then people would get their gift and people wouldn't get their gift and it was just too confusing.
Right. So it was 2 years that we didn't even have that. So Christmas has been changing for the past couple of years for us.
Well, the gift exchange started 5 years ago. Let's not say.
Was it 5 years ago?
It started when everybody went to college. Because ain't nobody had no money.
I went to college 11 years ago.
But I feel like when you first went to college, it's kind of just like whatever.
Yeah, because
I feel like it started like
when it started when I went back home.
Right.
So in 2011.
So like it just started. Like we ain't had this for years.
No, I remember saying that this is what we should do because I wasn't buying everybody gifts.
Exactly. That's what happened. So people got real jobs and couldn't afford gifts. So we was like, we just gonna do this sporadic. You buy one for one person.
But it worked, and it was cool.
But then when somebody wasn't coming home, and I'm giving you my gift,
adding people to the gift,
it just got complicated, and we were just like, let's not. So now it's like we didn't have a tradition, we made one, and now we're back. That one didn't work anymore, so now we're back at like there's no tradition.
So the question is, what do we do now? I mean that's not really the question. But
is there a problem with the way it is now? Or is that what we're saying?
I thought the question was, how are we suffering well with this?
Is there a problem with the way we are now?
Yeah, I wouldn't say so. I mean, I think that I don't like. So I don't have a problem with the way things are. Especially if you guys have a problem with it. I mean, in fact, the reality to me, and this is why I talk about like relationships versus traditions. The reality is that we're all growing, we're all changing, I'm the only one that's married now, but Randy, you're just a rock's throw away from it after meeting parents and stuff. Jordan, Jordan, you're in the, what did you call it last week?
Jordan?
Isn't that what you said? A eunuch?
Jordan, a eunuch who fell in love.
Jordan fell in love.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We forgot about it.
Listen.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
But Kevin's the only one that's really single and like single.
The shade.
Dang, bub. Don't play like that. Standards. That's all.
What the rest of us got?
Y'all got options. I got standards right there.
Wow, that is so.
That's all I got. I ain't got nobody fitting the bill, but I got options. I got standards. Y'all got options.
Standards versus options. But I think the point is
So
the point
if you want to options are, comment below.
I think the point is that we're all changing, right? So I think that when we're all changing, I think if we have traditions, our traditions are going to have to change with us, or they're going to become obsolete. And I think that better than traditions, we should just have like dynamic relationships. And as relationships change and as things change, then we change what we do. I don't think traditions have to, be every year. Well, I mean, that's what a tradition is. I guess I'm non-traditional, but I think we can do different every year. I mean, what, 2 years ago?
I'm actually trying to think about like the example of Dad's family.
Bro, I don't know, but I don't remember like nothing about Christmas.
We're at like 40 minutes, guys. So we gotta close out soon.
Like,
we got how many minutes?
We're at like 40 minutes, so we have to close out soon.
Okay, we got 5 minutes. I'm not saying we have to change transitions, but I think we have a lot. It's a lot of change happening though. Like this is a horrible. I can't deal right now.
Go ahead, Bob. Close us out, and then we'll all just make our final remarks.
We can just do closing remarks.
No, say what you was gonna say.
I forgot.
Tradition.
So let's close out on how we all are suffering well this Christmas.
And whenever I get around the holiday season, it's definitely painstaking for me to not be with you guys.
That was coming.
That was not suffering. That's just a life decision. Sorry, Kevin's trying to make me suffer, and I'm not suffering.
So listen to my suffer, or you're gonna make me suffer more. Whenever we get around the holiday season, I think one thing that's like painstaking for me is like not being with you guys. And like you said, like I know that things change, and that my family now consists of the two that were just with me just moments ago, but it's still like with them I'm like dad, I'm like the adult, but with you guys I'm still a kid, so I think that sometimes I miss that, just being like not having responsibility, just to
be brand.
I don't have to hide anything, I don't have to be anybody other than the person that I just naturally am. So I think that that's one thing that like is I'm always reminded of as a father, as a husband, during the holiday season, as people come around and we're doing things like she, Tristan gets to be her unfiltered self, but me, there's always not a wall, a mask that I only get to take down around you guys, but I embrace it because Ruby and Rosalie are going to get something that is like we have, but even so much better. When I think of how much time we spent with Sexton and Jazz and Diamond, Ash, Asia, Londale, Hennessy, Tay, Mimi, TT. I mean, when we think about those, it wasn't a lot by any stretch of the word, but we lived for those moments. You know what I'm saying? So like me suffering now means that Ruby is going to be able to live with that. And that's a beautiful thing for me. So that was like 2 minutes. So forgive me. Next.
We are gonna split a minute. How are we suffering this Christmas?
I already know this is on the top of my brain. So I'm suffering because I'm literally, it's different not being with anybody, which hopefully I can get to North Carolina tomorrow, but it's interesting to be solo, and then for mom to abandon.
You can come back to Cleveland.
For mom to abandon us and not want to spend time with us, and our father to be in a whole different side of the country, which I think he tried. He wants to get to us. Maybe I'm not. He wants to.
He's trying.
Huh?
He's trying.
He's trying. But I just think it's a new space, and just being like you say, open to change and adjustment. And really just put myself in other people's shoes. Like, all right, I know everybody wants to be together, but it's just life happens and we grow and it's just life. So,
yeah.
But like you said, I think valuing the relationships more than like the tradition and stuff is what I'm placing my value in. Suffering. Like, okay, I can, because I have the relationships, I'm not so much pressed on or realize like just being there isn't a huge thing anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I guess for me, suffering, I guess I'm doing okay just because I'm not by myself. So I guess the opposite of Juicy. But I already told y'all why. So I guess, yeah, I think it's different just not being with most of us together. So I can't say like everybody because, like I said, past couple years has been not everybody together. But like, yeah, to be, it's just it's a different thing. And so I'm thankful the fact that, or I'm suffering well because I'm not by myself. Like I am with one of my siblings. And so I'm appreciative for that versus like maybe being in Baltimore by myself. So
Yeah. Randy,
Plus, I
close
have my
the
14 cousins up here to keep me company too. So
listen,
topic.
all of
5 minutes.
14 cousins and my little homies too, Julia and Josh.
Suffering well. I don't know. I guess it would have to be like if I were to say I was suffering, it's like the reality of where we are right now. So it's like not only growing up, but like seeing family change to where like, yo, like Christmas can just be a day for me and I'll be okay. So like all week people are like, what are you doing? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be here. What's happening? I think Kevin's coming, but Kevin been like, eh. So I'm like, I think Kevin's going to be here. And everybody's like, oh, you should come here and you should come here. And I'm like, yeah, no, like I'm good. Like, Jordan, put your arms up.
Get out of business.
Dang, you interrupted her with those armpits.
But no, I think my suffering has been leading up to this. Like I said, like because I'm not one big for dates, like the coming to the reality of like this is life, like this is how it's gonna be. To where I'm not really sad right now. I'm sure leading up, like there's been some moments this year where I'm like, yo, like Christmas is probably going to be different and Thanksgiving is probably going to be different. But like now it's good. It's just like the reality, like the holiday is just a holiday. And sometimes your holiday may be just you chilling, watching reruns of something and to be okay with that.
Yeah.
I ain't there.
It's an adjustment.
I don't know. I feel like I live by myself.
I think I'm there for sure.
This is why I just need everybody with me over
Yeah.
there.
I just be like, yo.
So when I start this charter school, we can be like living it like for real. That's what I'm saying.
When we started school,
you trying to get us to move to Cleveland?
What?
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, if you move,
we're gonna suffer well in the school
somewhere else. So look, if we start having kids, right, then you don't got no reason to stay in Cleveland. That's all we gotta do. So you wait to start your school till we stop popping out kids. Then we'll be good.
I'm gonna
then
start adopting at 32
and other places.
Because I'm gonna have a boo by then.
I say like 3 years.
Girl prophesied to me and said I was gonna find my husband in 2019. I had to cast her down. So
not cast her down.
That's messy, dude.
Huh?
That's messy.
Listen, but deeply loved. Deeply loved.
Thank you.
Messy but deeply loved. Yeah. So we can talk.
No,
Wait,
it says I am a
I
mess,
cast it down,
not messy. I'm a mess.
Nah, bro.
It is not messy. It's a mess.
Jordan's definitely messy.
Why am I messy?
I think it's one of the things.
No, it's not. A mess, because I'm deeply loved by the Lord.
I'm not a mess.
I'm a mess. I'm messy too. I stay in mess.
You definitely take
All
that.
right.
Lock me up.
Well, that was this week's episode of Struggling Well. Wait, what is it?
Stressing well, struggling well, Kevin.
I forgot.
We just gonna end. May the Lord have his way.
May the Lord watch.
May the Lord watch.
Between me and thee.
Between me and thee.
While we're absent.
While we're absent.
One from another.
Benediction if you don't know it.
I do know it. That is it.
And this we act.
This we act.
This we ask.
Yes.
Jesus' name.
This name.
Christ's sake.
Christ's sake.
Amen.
Amen. I did know it. Don't try to play me. I know the benediction. I've had it for 30 years.
You didn't know the name. But you didn't know the name of this.
I forgot.